Dear students, welcome back to the new session in analysis of determinate structures. Today we will be starting a new module, that is module 4, and this module 4 is about finding slopes and deflections using energy principles. But before we go into this module, let us know what we mean by slopes and deflections. Of course it was there in the previous semester in strength of materials, but just as a revision, let me just quickly tell you what we mean by slope and deflection. For that I have taken a beam AB, which is loaded. It's a general loading, point loads and then UDL. And the beam is naturally going to deflect like this. And when the beam deflects or bends, I have taken point C under consideration. Point C, which was there earlier, has come to now new position C dash. The vertical distance between C and C dash, we call it as deflection at C. C dash is deflection at C. And it's a very small value. This is an exaggerated view, but actually the deflections are very less and we cannot make out from the naked eyes. Now if you look at the angle between the tangent I have drawn at C dash with reference to the horizontal, that is the angle between the tangent at C dash and the horizontal, that angle is theta C, and this is known as slope at C. This is angle actually. Because this angle is very small, we can equate it to dy by dx at C, or tan of theta, or tan of theta C. So this is meaning of slope and deflection. And we are going to find out slopes and deflections using energy principles. You know what is energy? We have seen the definition of energy. We have known the definition of energy as it is capacity to do work. But we have a different kind of energy in structural analysis, that is called strain energy. And what is the strain energy? Strain energy is defined as energy stored in the structure while the structure is being strained. That means when you load the structure will experience strains. And when this structure is being strained, the energy that is stored in the structure, that is known as strain energy. And let us take an expression for strain energy. Of course there is a derivation because of the constraint. I am not going to derive this, and when we will have regular classes we will see the derivation of the strain energy. So this is the general expression for strain energy for a structure. It is given by integration half sigma E dV, where sigma E is the stress, E is the strain, and dV, that is the strain energy with reference to dV, that is volume. dV stands for dx, dy, dz. So this is the expression for strain energy. You should remember, it's very simple, integration half sigma E dV, and the symbol that we are going to use for strain energy is U. So this is about strain energy. Now let us see how this strain energy is utilized, or how the principle of strain energy is utilized in finding the deflections and slopes. So let us first see simple examples. So let us first find out the general expression for strain energy due to axial loading. So now I am going to derive an expression for strain energy due to axial loading, and then we will see the expression for strain energy due to. So the first expression that I am going to derive is strain energy due to axial loading. Axial loading means when the loading is along the axis of the member. That means you take a member like this and load with reference to load P. If L is the length of the member, P is the load, then this type of loading which is along the axis, it is called axial loading. Now you know already the general expression for strain energy, SE is equal to integration half sigma E dV. You know what is sigma? When load is P, sigma is equal to P upon A, that is stress is equal to load upon cross-sectional area, where A is cross-sectional area. And what is E? E is equal to P upon AE, that is stress upon Young's modulus. So that is E is equal to P upon AE. So let me substitute strain energy is equal to triple integration, because integration with reference to dV means dx, dy, dz, half sigma substitute P upon A, right? E substitute P upon AE, correct? And dx, dy, dz. Now let us substitute. So now you can see triple integration half p square upon a square e dx dy dz, which is equal to, I can write like this, two integrations I can take it out and write only one integration, because I will tell you the reason. Half p square upon a square e, double integration dy dz will be single integration, that means only two integrations will be left out. Dy dz will be dA dx. So this is the expression for strain energy. Now look here again, strain energy integration half p square upon a square e. Now integration dA, one integration dA is a, so that means one integration is gone, only one integration is left, dx. So this is nothing but, we have come out now after taking out the integration signs. Finally we have come to a stage where we have a single integration, because double integration is gone, because single integration, this integration dA is a, that's what I have substituted here. So one a is getting cancelled here, so we will be left with integration p square upon 2ae dx. Now if the length of the member is L, then you can integrate 0 to L. This you can also 0 to L. So if you integrate 0 to L, integration dx is x, so it becomes p square L upon 2ae dx becomes x. X you substitute the limits, L, the lower limit is 0, so it becomes only p square L. So this is the expression for strain energy in axial loading, that is p square L upon 2ae. I hope you have understood how to find out the expression for strain energy due to axial loading. So once again I repeat the steps that I have done here. I have taken a member which is subjected to axial load, and I have taken the general formula which I had given you, integration half sigma e dV, where sigma is p upon a. In case of simple bar, the stress is equal to force upon cross section area, and strain is equal to p upon ae. That's what I have done here, substitution. And I have removed the integration signs one by one, because integration dy dz, the one integration will go, it becomes dA, so two integrations will remain, and then one more integration will go, because integration dA becomes a getting cancelled here. If the length of the member is L, substitute, then it becomes only integration 0 to L p square upon 2ae dx. Integration of dx is x, and substitute L, you are going to get an expression like this. So similarly, quickly we will find out an expression for strain energy due to bending. This is more important for flexural members. What I mean by flexural members is the members which are subjected to bending, like beams, bends, frames. All these members are subjected to bending. Bending refers to bending, nothing but flexure. So strain energy is stored due to bending now. It's very interesting expression. You can see again, write the expression for strain energy. U is equal to integration half sigma e dV. So again, first few steps are same. Single integration will turn into triple integration now. Half sigma e dx dy dz. You know what is sigma in case of bending? You might have studied, or you recall this expression. This is the expression of bending. M by R is equal to E by R is equal to F by Y. So here the stress that I am going to use is bending stress, that is F. F is equal to My by I. Use this part of the equation. M into Y by I is F. F is bending stress. And then E is what? Sigma upon E, that is strain is equal to stress upon Young's modulus. Already you know sigma, that is My upon I, and then into E. So that's how I am going to substitute now. U is equal to triple integration half. Sigma stands for what? My by I. And then E stands for My by IE. Then dx, dy, dz. So it is triple integration m square y square upon 2 I square e dx dy dz. Now again removal of the integration signs. You can see integration 1 m square, 2 integration, one integration sign will go m square y square upon 2 I square e. Integration dy dz will dy dz I can write it as dA and then dx. Now again u is equal to integration. You remember integration y square dA. If you just recall elements of civil engineering, integration y square dA is Ixx or I. So integration y square dA, if I substitute as I, then it becomes integration. One integration will go, only one integration will remain m square upon 2 I square e. Integration y square dA is I dx. So one I getting cancelled. So expression that we are going to have is integration m square upon 2 ei dx. So this is a very important expression for strain energy in case of bending, strain energy due to bending. And we will have more application due to strain energy, more application of strain energy due to bending. We'll take up the problems one by one. I hope you have understood. Once again, I will just give you the quick recap of what I have done. This is the expression for strain energy, general expression. In this general expression, dV stands for dx dy dz. Single integration will become triple integration, sigma my by I. This is the formula. And E is my by RE. Then you substitute here, you will get like this. And then simplify this. And one integration term goes because I have replaced dy dz by dA. So single integration dA, then dx. And integration dA is I, moment of inertia, that you had studied in elements of civil engineering. So substitute, cut that, you're going to get only one I, so it remains integration m square upon 2 ei dx. So this is how we find out the expression for strain energy to bending. And if you look at the question papers, you will see that many a times the derivation of strain energy due to bending is asked. So you should be ready. This is how you can do the calculations or do the derivation and arrive at this expression. From here you can start and arrive at this expression. Or sometimes you get an exercise to find out to derive the expression for strain energy due to axial loading, which you have done previous to this. I hope you have understood. Now what we will do is, these two are the main important expression for strain energies, and now we will see how we can apply these equations to find out slopes and deflections. Now I will take a small example of finding slopes, of finding deflection using strain energy method. So my topic now will be deflections, only deflections due to point load under the loads. That means where the load is there only we are going to find the deflection using strain energy method. So this is the subtopic that I am going to do today. Okay, for this there is a principle. I will tell you that. Before that, let us take an example. So this is an example that I am going to take. It's a very popular example. This is a cantilever A, B, and this cantilever is subjected to a load of W. The span of the cantilever is L. To find deflection at the free end of the cantilever. So this is the question, my dear students, to find deflection at the free end of the cantilever using strain energy method. In this method, we are going to equate two things. One is work done by the external load. this is equal to total strain energy stored in the structure. This is the principle of finding deflection. So what is asked? To find out deflection at the free end. You know how the cantilevers deflect? They deflect in the hogging manner like this because they are subjected to hogging moment. So this is what we are going to find out. This is the deflection. YB. How much? I hope you have understood the question. I hope you have understood the question because you need to understand the question very well. So I have started now the application of the strain energy, and this is my first problem. The problem is very simple in nature. It's a cantilever subjected to a concentrated load at the free end, and using strain energy principle, what is to be found out is deflection at the free end, that is YB. For that we are going to make use of a principle. What is that? Work done by the external load is equal to total strain energy stored in the structure. Now recall what is work done. Work done is nothing but force into displacement. Correct? So when the load is applied to the structure gradually undergoes deflection. Initially the deflection is 0. So initially the work done is equal to 0. Initial to start with. So initial work done is 0. Now finally the structure undergoes the deflection like this, YB, I can call it as delta. So the final work done will be equal to how much? Force into displacement. That is the definition of work done, W into delta. So mean work done, what is it? Initial work done plus final work done divided by W delta divided by 2. That means it is half W delta. This is the work done due to this load. You understood? Initial work done is 0 because initially there will not be any deflection. Final work done, W delta. So the mean work done is 0 plus W delta divided by 2, that is half W delta. So this is external work done. Now let us find out what is strain energy stored in the structure. Now look here, strain energy. What is the definition of strain energy? Strain energy due to bending only, because this is the structure which is subjected to load and it is a flexural member or bending member. It's a cantilever. So strain energy expression that we are going to use is integration m square upon 2EI dx only, not the first expression, the second expression. Now what is m? If you look at m, bending moment, there is only one load, W into x on the right side clockwise, so minus Wx. This is the bending moment, and the zone is, and the variation will remain same from B to A. So strain energy will be equal to integration 0 to L, m is what? Minus Wx the whole square upon 2EI dx. So quickly let us find out. W square keep outside, and 2EI that also keep outside. Then what is left out is integration x squared dx 0 to L. And when you do this, just write it here. When you do this, the total strain energy will be how much? W square upon 2EI. Integration x square will become x cube by 3, 0 to L. Substitute the limits, it becomes W square upon 2EI L cube by 3, which is nothing but W square L cube upon 6EI. So this is strain energy. You call this as equation 2, and the previous equation, that is work done expression, that is equation 1. So if you now equate both the equations, because this is the principle That is, work done by the external load is equal to the total strain energy stored in the structure. So according to that principle, we are going to get half W delta. That is first expression, that is work done by the external load is equal to W square L cube upon 6EI. Cancel the things that are to be cancelled. 1 W getting cancelled. We want delta, so delta is equal to W L cube upon 3EI. So this is a very important expression for strain energy.